Tailgate Show, the Tailgate Show. And you say Shot City, the Tailgate Show, the Tailgate Show, the Tailgate Show. And you say Shot City, the Tailgate Show, the Tailgate Show, the Tailgate Show. And you say Shot City, the Tailgate Show, the Tailgate Show, the Tailgate Show. And you say Shot City, the Tailgate Show, the Tailgate Show, the Tailgate Show.
Oh, we coming out. Oh, look at them ears, man. Oh, what's that?
This is Mitch right now. Mitch is training like fucking Rocky. Dun, 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 dun.
What is going on?
Mitch is training right now. He's getting ready because it's time for the playoffs.
He's training for something.
Mitch,
my
Mitch
schedule all mixed up. But I thought this was an investors meeting.
What's up, LinkedIn? it's like me on Twitter, me on LinkedIn.
You ain't got no sunshades. What is this?
Yeah, what's going on,
I'm tired,
Jack?
bro.
Are you all right?
Context. We got some snow here, man. I got like a foot. I had to clear that shit out. I'm beat, bro. So
What'd you do that for?
got to clear the shit, man. Can't just
got a
like drive
four-wheeler,
over
right?
it. Dude, that stuff freezes here. You gotta get out of the way.
You got a plow on your 4-wheeler?
No, I just got a snowblower, man. But still, I'm getting old, man. What can I do?
You're acting like you're out here shoveling and shit. Like, come on, man.
I got a
You
parking
drove-
lot, bro.
Okay, but like, I mean, is it
But did
foot
he-
powered,
did he
Fred
compound?
Flintstone? Is the shit foot powered? Like, I mean, it uses gasoline. We're talking about a engine, correct? It's not like a fucking paddle boat.
Build?
Oh, I got a big driver. I'll just say that.
Acting like you're out there with a swan boat pedaling the snow away.
Dude, I had to do it twice with the snowblower.
Twice.
Because the first layer, man, okay.
Nah, this shit sucks.
I don't have like
Fuck
dude, it's a big ass Arian snowblower. You have to move that shit around, bro.
Arian?
Arian, pause. What kind of Nazi
Arian.
snowblower are you rolling with?
It's-
Das Snowblower.
It's all written in German. He's kind of
That-
died.
The
I got that big ass
snow
blade. Oh, you got German jokes? Hanukkah's still going on, bro. Like, really?
Oh, I know. Sorry. Shalom. Mazel tov. L'chaim.
What's going on?
Anyway, we'll cut that out in post. So,
It'll be there.
oh wait, it's
Yeah.
live.
We actually got a meaningful game when we didn't think we'd have
Yo,
it.
it's I mean, straight up, this is a playoff game
Right?
It is.
for both teams.
So, if the Bears win, their percentage of chance of the playoffs goes above 50%.
Well,
65, yeah. Goes from
we
14 to
need
65.
the Eagles to win, right?
Right.
And we need the Rams to lose. We need the Falcons to Falcons got to beat the Bucks. That's kind of rough.
Yeah, they're playing well. You never know.
I mean, Falcons are playing pretty decent right now.
Not that decent.
No, they're not. They're going to lose that game.
Yeah.
But, I mean, we don't – listen, if they win all three, they're in.
Yep. And Arizona's got to lose one.
And Arizona is worse
Well, this
against
is a better
common
scenario.
opponents.
It's a better scenario for us, having all these things that need to happen versus us being the ones that need something to happen on our end. Because that's when the team fails. So all this stuff probably will happen.
Right. But
We don't need to come through. We just need to win the game.
Ultimately, tomorrow on
Yikes.
Sunday, if the Bears win, the season goes on and the chance remains. If they lose, it's over. Like, I mean, I know they won't 100% mathematically be eliminated at that point, but they'll be essentially eliminated.
Yeah.
Like, let's be honest. So,
The road trip
it's
too.
a
I'm
playoff
hoping
game.
they're not letting women in the
I just,
hotel like
you
they
know-
did against Carolina.
yeah, what's going on, Mario Edwards? Mario Edwards, bro, we have shouted you out on this show. You were a nice pickup. What are you doing, my man? Like,
How's the team allowing that at their hotel the night before like a game, man? Like this is supposed to be all
Because-
locked down and sticking the protocol. You're letting women in the hotel.
you know that Nagy and these and Pagano ain't running no tight ship. That's
It's the
another.
culture. it's the culture.
Yeah, like you think the club dub party culture is like on some lockdown shit? Nah.
I'll tell you, man, the way they cover up their tracks though is impressive because this was
Right. I mean, they're on
against
some
Carolina. This
like-
shit didn't come out and
like
then we're
the
hearing
Bears
about
have-
Robert Quinn's drop toe
Right.
all of a sudden.
Right,
They
well,
really
Nagy
did a
denied
crap
it.
on shit.
Nagy denied it, but I mean the bros before hose culture of the Bears is definitely strong, but like I don't see them as being like some tight like
Well, I
keep
mean-
it on the straight
But
and narrow.
she's stayed quiet
Think-
till now. That's
Well-
I mean, it's just surprising that this didn't come out quicker.
Think about it though. Josh Bellamy was trying to get loans in everybody's name, and nobody knew about it till he went to the Jets.
Right. I mean, remember Sam Hurd? I know that was not
I
that was
remember
not
Sam
this
Hurd.
regime, but wasn't Sam Hurd under Pace?
No, I don't think so.
No,
I think that's well
that was
before
that was
I think it
Angelo.
was before, yeah.
It's well
Anyway,
before him.
like it was actually probably under Emery, but
Yeah.
regardless, it's like let's not pretend that this is George Hallis's Bears and it's this you won't
Like
do
George
anything
Hall-
bad. You're
George
playing for the
Hallis's boys
Chicago
probably-
Bears, son.
They probably tore
Sunday-
up some bars back in that day, bro, and the Gursky and all them.
Oh my god, are you kidding me? Like those dudes were probably drunk during the game.
Social
Like-
media would have. Could you imagine social media in the 90s?
They didn't
Hey,
have
dude, imagine
any-
the '85 team having social media.
Oh God, that'd be awesome
They
forever.
didn't have painkillers and stuff like that back in the day. I mean, they had them. They had like full on like ketamine and like gnarly shit. But I mean, those
LT
guys
was like
were,
poked up before every game.
yeah. I mean,
there's a story
We
of a
talked
pitcher
about that.
taking-
Imagine Khalil Mack on coke.
right. Well, our boy Marshawn just said that he was taking shots of Henny before the game. Did you see that? He said
Oh,
that
yeah?
like a couple of weeks ago.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
that he would take a shot of Henny before the game.
Oh yeah.
And like, let me just tell you that if you're doing
Josh
shots of
Gordon,
Henny, you're-
shit, he smoked the weed and did like drink Henny before games.
yeah, and why wouldn't you? I mean, can you like if that's a part of your regular life? Like, you think you're just gonna stop for the game?
I mean, it's
I
not
mean-
drugs in sports ain't uncommon. Doc Ellis threw a no hitter while tripping his face off on
Yo,
everybody. So
Walter Payton used to be like covered in a fucking aspirin glaze, like he was like oiled up with like Vicodin ointment, bro. Like,
right.
I mean, they did what they had to do. Dudes do what they have to do to get through the game. I mean, I can't even imagine the physical stress, but let alone the mental stress and the craziness of playing NFL football, especially like in this environment where it's really week to week. I mean, every week is a new
Something new. Well, it's the way it is.
insanity.
Yeah, it's the way it is because it's a novel virus and
Right.
we're all learning things.
I mean, I'm just saying, like, without that, I
without that.
don't know how dudes would not, which is why it's so insane that, they were testing for, piss testing for weed. I guess like you're basically forcing these guys to take terrible, hydrocodone and,
Well, you
yeah.
put them on arcs, man,
yeah. I mean, they're on OxyContin and
because
shit.
it's socially acceptable.
Right. And it's like, we're going to hate on these dudes for taking a shot. It's like, come on. I mean, like the kind of drugs.
I
that
am not one to talk tonight, boys.
Hell no. The team doctors give them, the craziest drugs out there. So,
Yep.
anyway.
Protocol being what it was, that slipped up and somehow made its way out of the press.
Right. Well,
TMZ. Well, it's TMZ. I mean, TMZ has their ways. They've pulled shit out of nowhere.
right. But do
That's
you
true.
remember? I mean, the Kareem
They're-
Hunt thing took
they're
took
pretty
a while
accurate.
to hit. The
Yeah.
NFL has people with money that can keep shit quiet.
Yeah, but TMZ breaking that. I mean, they broke the
I
Ray
know,
Rice
but
thing. They break some shit.
They do, but it was delayed is the point. Like, so this was covered up and kept quiet for a while. Like, and don't think that's, that's not by accident. You know what I mean? Like, and,
His status
so-
has not been scratched off the roster yet. He's still there, right?
Well,
Yeah.
They don't know. I mean, it hasn't been proven that he did anything.
Pending investigation, right?
right. It's just right. But it is
But,
funny that
from
it is.
what-
I mean, it's
the players stay on the same level generally. So like the things that allegations that I read about, like now the team's liable because there's no way that the other players didn't at least hear what was going on if that was the case. Dragged out of the hotel room and shit. Like they're in the same. They're
There's
usually on the
surely
same floor, bro.
videotape if it's a hotel. You know, we've all stayed in hotels. There's enough cameras in a hotel room that if it happened, there's videotape of it.
Right. But I'm just saying that when these things happen, there's a lot of hush money that goes around. But eventually, somebody else gets talked into taking new money, and that's when TMZ comes in. You know,
TMZ
that's what I'm saying. Like, you know, the Kareem Hunt thing took a while to break. He was able to keep that quiet completely.
That's what kills me. Big Ben still playing quarterback. Nobody says shit.
It's any given Sunday, man. I mean, this is, you know, I mean, they're playing through a pandemic. Like,
Right.
I mean, that's like the brand is strong, bro. Like, I mean, like you don't want the NFL to be taken down. I mean, that's what's so crazy about, like, you know, all the other shit with the flag kneeling and all that stuff is that actually took the brand down in a lot of ways, but still it's crazy strong. So it's just funny how this stuff goes. I mean, and you know, I think with some other teams that would have come out a lot quicker, but the NFL likes the Bears being held up as this historical franchise. And, you know, I mean, a lot of people say like, oh, the Bears get crapped on this and that. I mean, I don't think so. I mean, like, I think the Bears kind of get protected in a lot of ways. I mean, you know, they've been pretty scandal free.
If we were protected by the league, our quarterback wouldn't be able to get smacked in the helmet without a call.
Oh, we're not protected by the league on the field. I'm just saying, like, I mean,
overall, though, I get what you're saying. I mean, all you gotta do is go down to the Hall of Fame. What street's it on?
Right.
George Howard.
I mean, there's a high level of reverence for the fact that George Howard created the NFL. You know,
crazy high.
So, you know, the charter franchise thing, like, definitely holds weight. So I'm just saying, like, you know, and I think that's part of why the Bears are the way they are, because they have this idea of trying to uphold that. Right. Yes. There's the McCaskies know that there is only so far this franchise will ever fall. This franchise will never fall to the depths of, say, the Bengals or, you know, the Browns, or like teams that truly, you know, become the butt of jokes all the time.
I don't know, man. There were some times.
Yes,
there were some times in the '90s. Do you remember?
Oh, for sure. I mean,
listen, they were bad, brother.
Yes, but
2 wins.
Right. I'm talking about as a business and a brand, though. Like, it's been a long time since they've been, you know, like Bad News Bears type of thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and I just think, like, from a brand standpoint, and especially from a money-making entity side of things, that's the McCaskies know that there's a pretty high floor.
True.
You know, even if they don't win, like there is you know, like you just said, Brian, too comfortable.
And if you like what you're hearing, first time listeners, thank you for the upswing in the downloads. I just want to let little station ID. This is HMD Studios, and you're listening to the smooth sounds of the table.
Yo, that was like an NPR quality.
Wow.
That was like an NPR quality transition.
Coffee talk. Like, let's have some coffee talk, shall we?
That was like
Hello, brother from Boston.
Thank you very much. My name's Neil Roberson, and you're listening to Talk Time with Neil.
And you'll love the taste of my sweaty balls.
Oh,
the NPR.
Yeah. Thank you very
Wow.
Yeah, so what's going on this week? Mitchy Mitch is talking tough. Mitchy Mitch is supposed to. Yeah, good for him. And listen, I said this exact fucking thing. I said if Mitch learns something from Foles, it's to stand up to Nagy and not take his shit anymore. And also, like I said, when Nagy's ass got fired, maybe by him, maybe by Pace, maybe by whoever the fuck, Mitch was also like, guess what, bitch? It's back to me. So now we're gonna run the plays that I want.
And he looked good. I know we put a lot of stock in a game where it's the 30th ranked defense or whatever, but you did it.
Okay, but here's my and believe me, I'm
continues to have his biggest moments against the under 500 teams. I mean,
yes. I mean, the Waddle brought this up against teams over 500. He's got a 58% completion percentage. He's thrown 10 TDs and 7 interceptions. He averages like 220 yards a game. He's totally different against good teams. Now, so is everybody else on the fucking team. So it's never all just him.
Right.
But clearly we see that when he puts shit together, it just like every quarterback who's good, it rises all boats. It makes the defense want to play a little harder. Right.
When you cut the field in half for Mitch, yes.
Yeah. But the question is can, I'm only interested in what you can repeat. Everybody in the NFL can have one game or two games where they do some shit that, whoa, look at that. And then the scientists on the other side.
Two games is huge for him in a row.
It is, and he hasn't done that. So
it's not just him either. Let's not just get it twisted and say that it's all Mitch.
It's impressive to me. But now becomes the next test. Okay, so you did it against two bad teams. Now comes a better team,
and that's not that. Like JR said, that's for this newly tooled O line that we're liking how it's looking. They need to prove that. Right. Montgomery needs to prove that, and Mitch needs to prove that.
And Nagy needs to stay the fucking course. This is the biggest enemy of all of this to me, because I feel like, again, we see, and we've talked about this a million times. We're not breaking any news here, but Nagy continues to stray from, the course, and it's just, it's just in his DNA, unfortunately. And I mean, Mitch was saying today, he's talking about, watching the Packer game and realizing, he shouldn't be taking shots, into double coverage. And it's like, okay, cool. That's so great that you're realizing that now in year fucking 4, but like, whatever. And Mitch is having another dumb guy epiphany, which is cool. Like, it's like, oh, the light went off again. My thing is like, this is that we've seen this movie before. Like, Mitch did this at the end of last season, and that's what earned him the chance that he even got. That's what
he's doing enough now that guys that cover other teams are looking at Mitch. I think I saw on Twitter today where Takeo Spikes, who does something for the 49ers, was talking about, hey, a guy that wasn't a viable option the last couple of weeks looks like he could be a viable option, and he's going to be a free agent.
So the question is can he become Tannehill? Because that's ultimately what you now want for Mitch, right? You want Mitch to have a Tannehill arc and become a quarterback who can really master the play action when the run game. I mean, I don't think they're ever going to run an offense like Tennessee, but they fucking should.
You don't have the horse for it.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Although you could say that we're actually building the line that we could possibly do that in the future.
So anyway, Mitch goes on this thing, on the Zoom call from his house or whatever, and he basically says that I have been pushing to, do this and this, and Cole Kmet involved, and get the ball to Allen Robinson, and get the ball. I mean, this is all shit we've heard him say before, but he's now very confident in saying this. Because he feels he's having his influence, which is good. I mean, like at this point, Matt Nagy is clinging to the lifeboat that is Mitch Trubisky, like in all ironies of ironies.
Okay, I'll let you finish your statement.
I think he's clinging to that, and he needs to make something work. And his best hope to make something work is to once again try to convince us that Mitch Trubisky, and so this is what Matt Nagy is doing, is mentioning Alex Smith all the time.
Ugh.
The problem with that narrative is that Alex Smith still got traded. Like, Alex Smith
Yeah.
had his little resurgence with the 49ers, and they still said, yeah, but gotta go. And they went with Kaepernick, and they went to the Super Bowl.
And again, I think the benching of Mitch, this is a product of that because he saw another quarterback step up to Nagy and tell him what he wanted to do. Mitch didn't have that in him before he got benched. That might not be a Nagy holding him down thing. That might have been his balls needed to drop by seeing a big boy play quarterback.
Absolutely.
This could be a Foles effect. This could be something that Foles kind of hold because you saw Mitch look dumbfounded when him and Nagy, Foles and Nagy were going back and forth. Mitch looked like, holy shit, you can talk back.
Because like we said, he's wet nurse on the coach relationship. I mean, it was come in here, fella. Let me put my play card around you and talk, whisper into your fucking ear. Oh, I'm so sorry, you're benched. And then
it's
he's
the first
got
quarterback that he's been around. I mean, like you said, coddled Sanchez and freaking Goofy up in Detroit.
Chase Daniel, Tyler fucking Bray, like
exactly
Detroit.
Like it's been nice.
Right. Foles didn't ball out, but Foles is a
right. But Foles,
Super Bowl MVP.
Foles also, that Foles on the low was probably like, I understand why the shit wasn't working for you. Because and now
I imagine there's conversations like that have been had.
Absolutely. Like, I know that I'm sure that there's a Foles and Nagy versus Mitch kind of thing that might be going on, but I think after that whole thing with Brian Greasy came out, I mean, that wasn't said by accident.
Nope.
Like, Foles is not that dumb that he would just let that slip. I mean, he's basically just putting on blast the fact that they don't have the offensive line to run Nagy's offense.
Now it's looking like they might.
This isn't Nagy's offense anymore, though.
No, I mean...
But they don't have the
offense.
Right. Like right. I would, I'm sure somewhere in the dark recesses of Nagy's twisted mind is his thinking like, oh shit, can we get Foles back in now? Now that the offensive line is playing better, now that I've backed into a good offensive line, maybe this will work.
You said stay in the course, though, and it's going to be interesting to see if they totally do, because I think Castillo's our run game coordinator. Castillo worked with Kubiak in Baltimore, I believe. They were,
yes.
I think they were staying under.
And where's Kubiak?
I'm referencing a podcast, Under Center.
Hey, very good.
So
solid pod.
So, they're saying that the running game is very similar. They're going to know how to defend that. So this is going to be interesting to see if they can still stay patient. You can still dominate. A team can know what's coming, but if you execute it correctly. But
hey, where's Gary Kubiak at, though? Do you know where he is?
Minnesota.
And
that's what I'm saying.
So whose defense gets to see that offense every day? Minnesota's.
Right.
It's going to be very interesting to see how this game plays out.
I don't think, but I don't think they necessarily run as much of the
RPO.
Yeah. I mean, I know they run a little bit of it, but Kirk Cousins doesn't really run that much of it. I mean, it's more of like the old Denver offense. You know what I mean? Not as much of like a stretch. Like they're not doing, they're still going to run the ball inside on us. I mean, that's the thing is that like, and this is
last game. Let's also reference last game. Akeem Hicks goes out, and
and it's a whole different thing.
It's a whole different game.
Cook rushes for 60 yards after Akeem on 11 carries.
Right.
I mean, it was like, okay, come on in, boys. Like, come right in the middle here. We're gonna get, trounced.
Well, guess who's back? Back again.
And the problem is that the combination of Goldman being out and Robert Quinn being who he is doesn't work together. Because all Robert Quinn can do is rush on the outside. You saw what happened to him when he
that drop toe though.
Yeah, but Nagy flat denied that, which is odd from him.
Nagy ain't gonna admit shit.
I know, but it's like he flat denied it. Like normally he kind of just dances around it, and like he was like, no, he's not playing through any injury. Okay,
so knowing what you know. That Mitch is going out on his parade route right now and basically saying, this is what we've been wanting to run. Is there any way Matt Nagy comes back? I don't see it. I don't.
I think
see
there's a
it.
good chance they all come back.
If
If they went out and make the playoffs,
Is there?
Yeah,
I think. Well, I would say there's a.
you don't think there's a part that says where the guys are like, "Fuck this clown"?
No, because I still think
because
I still think they play for him.
I'm just
it
telling you
depends,
guys.
man.
know
If we
him a
keep
lot.
playing, if the offense keeps playing like it has the last couple games, we're gonna be dangerous in the playoffs, bro.
If we got to get there, man. If we get there,
I'm just saying, if we get there with this offense
and a lot of the
continuing to play
NFC
well,
is trash. I mean, let's be honest. A lot of the NFC is trash. Like, I mean, this is a really down year for the NFC. After you go Packers,
I'm not
and
even convinced about the Packers, and it's not me being a Bears fan and being a Packer hater.
I'm convinced they'll beat the fuck out of us. But I don't know.
I'm not.
Oh my God!
I mean, we get into the
Come
dance.
on.
We get into the
What
dance.
are you not convinced about?
They cannot stop the run. If you can stick with it and not go into fucking Nagy land
But we
with
can't.
your Nagy hanky,
We don't. We won't. So
I'm just telling you.
you're
man.
saying all of a sudden it's gonna like.
First of all, we're not going to get them. We'll get the number 2 seed if we back
okay.
in.
Well, let's say we get them.
New Orleans.
Get them in the second round.
So we would get New Orleans. We
Okay.
played New
Drew
Orleans pretty
Brees.
fucking good.
I'll be down with that.
We played them with Drew Brees, did we not?
I said, well, I'll play him without Drew Brees in the playoffs. No problem.
I'm just saying.
Well, honestly, though, like, I don't know if that's better or not.
If you could get that scenario, because you wouldn't meet.
Listen, I mean, you get in a tournament, you never.
You just got to get in. You just got to get in. That's the whole thing.
Yeah, it's that getting into the club. Like sometimes you can, like some dudes just go for nickels, but once in a while they'll get a dime.
Mitch,
You know what I mean?
Mitch, could be on a heater right now. This is just, obviously it's a playoff game. It's a huge test.
You know who absolutely is on a heater? Without doubt. It's David Montgomery. David Montgomery looks different. The guy is
7.8 yards per carry last 3 games.
I'm telling you, man, the guy is running different. There's something about him. He's explosive all of a sudden.
Wait, what?
Okay. Take your victory lap. Take your victory lap, my friend.
I've been saying this.
But it's shown.
Hey, he's sprinkling some Notre Dame boys and let them
It's a
play on the line,
combination.
bro.
It's a combination of a couple of things.
Yes.
The offensive line playing better.
Sam Mustipher.
The fact that Mitch is a bit of a threat to run helps things a lot. It does occupy a linebacker at times or somebody to just spy him. You saw it. Like if you watch some of the highlights of the Texans game, you see what Khalil Mack sometimes has to do, and a lot of times fans will say, "Oh, what happened? He got single blocked." It's like no. He's not taking the bait.
Right.
Because if he goes hard, they're oftentimes trying to push Khalil and Robert Quinn outside. You can rush outside all day on us. That's fine because Deshaun's going to step up and run, or he's going to, you know what I mean? And so what Khalil has to do is sit back and, kind of play in between and maybe, get his hands up or be ready.
You got to play contain. You've got to play contain.
Step
up and not step outside.
Right. And the other thing is that they've been under center. Yep. Like, you cannot, like, Montgomery has never been a guy who can run out of the shotgun well.
Now, his 80-yard touchdown run was an RPO out of shotgun.
Okay, fine. But that's the outlier. His production when they're under center is a whole different thing. I mean, they're running power eye under center.
80 yards on one carry. I don't know. That seems like a whole different thing to me. Maybe he's finally understanding how to run in an RPO. Maybe he's finally hitting things instead of dancing.
It's possible,
look, we saw that hole. I could have got 5.
Bro.
And for me, I'm a fat motherfucker.
It pisses me off because Harry's boy stepped in. He's now touting him as a leader on that O-line. That's something that they're saying Whitehair wasn't as much. They're saying this kid is like the real deal, and he's a Harry coached guy. Like we're using Harry's guys are stepping in.
That's what I'm saying.
Were trained by him in college. Like that was a mistake, man. Now we're playing Harry's O-line with,
and that's on Nagy. That's why
right.
That's why I asked the question. Knowing what you know, what I know, what Aaron knows. There's no way Nagy can come back.
I already said.
I know it, and you know it, and you know it. The players know it.
I said a while back that Pace could fire Nagy, could make a case to George and Ted that, look, I gave this guy everything he wanted. He told me he didn't need to spend money on offensive linemen because we're getting Juan Castillo. He told me that Harry Hiestand didn't understand modern NFL offense. Now, I don't know if that happened, but I could see it happening. Couldn't you?
Yeah.
Couldn't you see Nagy talking to his boy, Ryan? They're the young guys, and Nagy saying, "Oh, this old dude from Notre Dame, he doesn't understand modern NFL offenses." Blah blah blah, which is a horse shit load of crap. But
Right.
I'm just saying, like, I could see Pace blaming Nagy for everything and basically saying to George and Ted to save his own job, "Yo, this guy ruined Mitch." And we saw it when he got his hand-picked quarterback, and that dude couldn't do anything either.
So I think Pace has
Right?
more of a track record, and if I'm George, I could say to myself, this guy told me that Mike Glennon was going to be a good bridge to this guy that they picked 2 overall and
Right.
traded up for that was supposed to be something special, but hasn't amounted to
Right.
shit. And
Absolutely.
this guy told me
I mean,
this young-minded offensive genius is going to come in and not be the dinosaur John Fox was. And
right.
it goes on and on. Pace has way more of a shitty track record.
I know, but for whatever reason, they have given him the keys to the castle. I mean, John's even floated the idea that Pace could end up getting promoted, that Ted could retire, and that Pace could get promoted, and then you would end up with like Champ Kelly as the GM, and whatever
That's
happens after
irresponsible on
that.
John's part, man. I'm sorry. That's irresponsible.
I don't think it's irresponsible. He's putting out
I think
something
it
that
is.
he
He's
thinks can
been
happen.
known. He's leaked shit to the Bears blog before.
I'm at the point with this team where absolutely nothing would surprise me. They don't operate from any type of normal logic. They don't. Like, I wouldn't be surprised, if Mitch was
That sounds
team president.
far-fetched, bro. Nah.
Why?
Pace getting a promotion? Are you fucking kidding me?
He might be that little thin layer between
I'm just saying I
the
could see
business
it.
side and the football side.
Ted retires or Ted moves to, a different
Reassignment.
department. Like, I think that would be insane, but don't you? I'm just saying I could see it. I don't think it makes any sense, but the Bears don't make any
Giving
sense
him more
the way they operate.
responsibility? No. You can't even do your
Well,
job.
yes
you
and
have-
no. I mean,
Yeah, I mean, you get a nice fancy title, but do you get more responsibility? Yeah, I don't know.
yeah,
running
I
the
don't know if
organization?
he's the worst one.
That would be his.
He's
gig.
already running the organization. What do you think that George is doing on a day-to-day basis? I mean, they've given Ryan a lot of responsibility, redoing Hallis Hall and and all that stuff. I mean, he's really getting to shape the organization. He's got a lot of power,
And here we are. So
Right.
anyway,
And I agree. Both of them should fucking go. I'm just saying I could see the scenario where, like Jer says, Nagy goes. I could also see the scenario where all of them come back, including Mitch.
Yep.
I mean,
Playoffs, you shake the world up. Mm-hmm.
yeah. Like if they win a playoff game with Mitch, they're running it back if they can.
oh god, I mean, Mitch played. We won by a lot, and like everybody's ready to resign his ass. The fan base,
Right. And that's what's crazy is this any better
I
than
might
the
pop.
Cowboys
If,
game?
I might pop if we win a playoff game now. I might
Like
bring it back for
if
5
they
years.
play the game that they played against the Texans in a playoff game and like
If
beat
you
the shit
repeat-
out of this, like let's say we beat the Seahawks because the Bears like to beat the Seahawks.
Oh, we're
like-
going to Tampa.
Right? I mean, imagine we go and we stomp out Tampa, like they did.
No, I'm saying
except,
we're gonna
Mitch-
be going to Tampa if we have a blowout
right. But
game
I'm saying
that.
like let's say they play Tampa in the playoffs and they stomp them out, except with Mitch under.
Again.
And Mitch plays his ass off in the defense, and everything's rolling. Like they're running it back. I don't know if just making the playoffs.
Does
as
Tom
a
Brady
7
shake Mitch's hand after the game?
No, absolutely not.
Well, he might in front of Foles. Just
If he loses to
Right,
Mitch,
he
no.
might stick it to Foles. Yeah. He might stick it to Foles. That's pretty funny. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not really buying that one. But yeah, if that happens, I mean, you should run it back, I guess, right? Or
dude,
do you follow the full Alex Smith paradigm and you say like, "Okay, sorry, bro. Like, I know it is what it is." And Alex Smith says, "Yeah, like I'd love to run it back with you guys, but I got this money over here, and I got this other team that they really want me."
Well, would you, if you were Mitch, what would you do? After where would your head be after what's happened to him here?
I can tell you right now that last game, was what I expected once in a while from this team. If Mitch could play consistent, we have the talent level. Like that's what I'm saying. If we continue this, I know it was against
we have
the
it, but we
Texans
don't have it though. I mean, it's narrative.
Dude, the
dependent,
talent's there, especially with the way this whole line's stepping up. If we can continue this and ride this kind of wave into the playoffs, man, I'm telling you, like it's gonna be a problem for some teams.
I mean, the ultimate question is can you do this against a Minnesota team?
We're gonna see.
Repeat it.
And repeat it. Is it a repeatable thing?
You're right. I mean, the safeties
yes.
from Minnesota always give Mitch a hard time.
Well,
they do.
Right. I mean, dude, every time Mitch plays the Vikings, he gets hurt. Let's think about that.
My opinion is the way that we played the last 2 weeks offensively is very repeatable because it's based on the run game. It's based on your offensive line. It's based on.
But will they repeat it? The question is
now that is a different question.
The question, because is it like that? And that's the thing is that Nagy claims they want to have this identity. Well, show me.
He was beaten to death to get that identity.
Like you don't
exactly like everything.
Like you don't have an identity if you purposely come out every.
They just ran successfully.
But for him, it's a high number of run plays in terms of balance.
No, it wasn't. It was like 23 runs. We were talking about it last week. Normally, he's running over 30 times a game combined. This was actually a low run output.
Well, and that's what I'm saying is that can he stick with it? Because he can't, even in a game when they supposedly have the lead, they still can't stick with it.
Right. And Montgomery only got 10 carries after the 80
Right.
yarder.
Well, because, I mean, you saw in the third quarter, they tried to run the ball. They couldn't do it. Like,
where's Lamar Miller at, bro?
Nobody knows. The Bears brought in more running backs to look at today or yesterday. Spencer Ware and some dudes. Why? What are they doing?
They didn't cut Miller, right?
I don't know. I don't think so.
It's been weird. Like he was.
Somebody's gonna pick him up if they completely like deactivate him. I think he's been active.
Yeah.
But he wasn't. He got no snaps in the last game,
which I didn't understand. They're putting Ryan Nolan. What are they doing?
Well, Ryan Nolan got 3 snaps, but
more than Miller.
It's just like Laser said. Supposedly they had a package for every guy, and they didn't get. I don't know. I just like
the Ryan Nolan package should be like the package that you get sent to your house and smash it with a hammer and never see it again.
Right. I mean, yeah, you know how I feel about Ryan Nall, bro. I don't ever want to see that guy on my football team.
What kind of mail you getting, Jay?
You've never watched that movie, Emperor's New Groove. You've never watched that movie?
No.
Shame. You guys have kids. Damn. You gotta watch that. It's a David Spade classic. Anyway,
no, I never watched that. Yeah, but I mean, that's the question: is will they come out with some new shit that they're trying to be all cute on, or will they listen to Mitch? I mean, Laser went on to talk about how Mitch really is. He backed up what Mitch said. That Mitch's balls really did drop, and he's got maybe Foles has his back. I mean. Foles has been railroaded by coaching staffs.
You think Mitch's girl's like seeing a difference? Like he comes home and is like,
no, he's
make me a sandwich.
Yeah, probably.
Make me a sandwich.
It's like get all this meal prep out of here. We having tube steak tonight. Wow. Like
ding 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 ding.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh,
I mean, I'm just. Will they do it? Is the question because Nagy still in the back of his mind. Nagy still references we got to stay aggressive. No, you don't. You have a 20-point lead.
Well, the idea that you can't be aggressive running that offense
Yeah,
is ludicrous.
You can
Well,
be
that's the
aggressive
whole
with a
thing.
running game too, though. So I can't.
Yes,
Yes.
exactly. Like running is aggressive. Running is saying, "Fuck you, we're running."
Yeah, we're gonna run it here behind this
Right.
tackle, and you can't stop it because we are bigger and better at you at the point of attack. That is the ultimate in aggression.
Right. But he
Instead
doesn't
of
see it.
like Olin said, and I'm going to reference Olin again. You know, he had a great. God, had it in my head, lost it.
Take.
He had a great
He had
quote. He had a great
quote.
quote take about playing pass pro as an offensive lineman. He said, you know, back up, get off your couch, and try to backstep, and have your wife run at you at full speed. It's not natural.
No.
How do you establish something natural? How do you get the offensive line going? You run the ball, you get them moving forward.
Yeah.
Simple. It's
Nah.
simple.
How
I mean,
big's
we've
your
been
bro? Like, how big is one's wife? Like,
Dude, I'm just saying.
We've been saying
If they run at you full speed and you're kick stepping back,
it's not easy.
no, it don't matter. Your wife would take you out and she'd
Yeah.
put you on the couch and you'd probably enjoy that. Take
Right.
that.
I would probably let
Big
her if
pause.
she ran at me full speed.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh no.
But
You're right. You're right. I mean, obviously, it's not, but I'm just saying, like, there were some warts to things. I mean,
Right.
this was not any better than the Cowboys game. I mean, people are calling it Mitch's best performance. It's like, oh, okay. I mean, and I don't have any problem with yards after catch, but
I don't know. Tampa
100
game, man.
190, of the like 267 yards were yak. And that's great. That's what he needs
Go
to
with
do. Still had,
He made the right decisions to
Yes.
get. Yeah,
Tampa game was his best
Right.
performance. Let's not get it twisted.
I don't think so. I think this game's probably better than the Tampa game as far
This
as
is even better than the
as far as-
Cowboys game.
as far
This
as
isn't even better than the Cowboys game. The Cowboys game was better.
I disagree.
I don't. That was a better
I completely
game.
disagree.
That was a
Because-
close game too. He had to do it.
I disagree. I think as far as his decision making went, as far as him being a total quarterback, this was his best game.
Right, but
It's
against
easy to throw again. I mean, you talk about
against
the Tampa game.
who?
I mean, the Tampa game was against who at that point? That
Exactly.
defense was great. That Dallas defense sucked ass too.
Yeah, but they were playing.
Guess
They
who,
were
guess who
middle of
played
the
on that
pack.
Dallas defense that they
Jalen
brutalized?
Smith.
And he's $70 million on our side.
Yeah, Robert Quinn. Yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
He was the second player in NFL history to throw for 5 touchdowns, bro. How are we not
I'm
calling that
saying
his
as a
best game?
total quarterback performance, that was his
Five touchdowns. How much more performance you want out of a quarterback?
I'm not willing to say that this Texans game was really his best game. I think it was good. I just think again there were problems. The third quarter there were problems. They tried to run the ball late. They could not.
Well,
They could not
kinda
run the ball.
tried. They kind of didn't. They
Mitchell's
started-
throwing bombs against Tampa too, man. That game actually
Yeah.
got me all
He
twisted up.
couldn't catch it. Couldn't connect on any deep stuff. In the
Pause.
Texans game. I mean, it's not like. I mean, I'm high. I don't want to root for tanking. I don't
No,
care.
he's
like-
playing good enough for us to win. Like winning.
Like
the
I'm
playoffs.
not really that. I'm not going to
Yeah.
get all twisted about the 15th pick versus the 20th pick. Like, I mean, I don't. I
This
know
is
there's a
decent-
big
this is
difference.
decent.
Like,
Like take
Relax.
Mahomes and Watson out of it. This Mitch is good enough to win with, and like you said, this could be a Tannehill type situation where he's a game manager. He's getting the ball in the player in the
No.
playmaker's hands. I'm fine with that.
I'm just saying, like, if we're the Bears and Mitch really does ball out, like, who the fuck do we think we are saying, get out of here, kid. Nice run. I mean, this dude's gonna be 5th in the record books. Like,
Ultimately,
maybe
he's 1-1.
even
He's 1-1 versus those two picks. Ultimately, he is 1-1. He beat the hell
yeah. I mean, I don't think
out
that.
of Deshaun. And he got.
yeah.
I mean, I'm just saying. Everybody's like,
Well-
"Well, we blew the pig." Did we? I mean,
Fifth in our record book.
Yeah.
Okay.
But that's what I'm saying is like that. I know that's garbage, but it's the Bears. So why would you throw that out?
Can you think of 5 Bears quarterbacks off the top of your head
Sure.
that were good, somewhat good?
Cuddy's got all the records. Probably the
Cuddy, Eric Kramer.
There you go.
Kramer.
Yeah. Sid Luckman?
I think
Jim Miller got us further than Kramer.
No, you're talking about records, though. Let's just kind of.
I'm just saying I like Jim Miller better than Kramer.
Well, if Kramer didn't get hurt, I mean, that was that was kind of a big deal. Like Kramer came off of a huge season in Detroit and then ended up coming over here. Like that was
playoffs.
That was a big deal when that happened. I mean,
not once.
He still got the best season ever for a Bears quarterback. I mean, like, I don't know. He's nothing to sneeze at if he hadn't gotten hurt. Like,
so there's 3.
I mean,
Luckman 4.
Who?
Luckman's got to be 4, right?
Yeah.
We never saw that, and then Mitch is. I'm just spitballing here.
Yeah, well, I mean, how different is how? Like, I would say Rex's lows were lower than probably any Bears quarterback ever, but his highs were pretty fucking high. Like Mitch has never had the lows of
Caden McDowell's
the worst. But I'm saying like Grossman had very high highs and extremely low lows. The Arizona Cardinals comeback game, the game by Grossman that was played is one of the worst quarterback games of all time by anyone ever.
Yeah.
It's so atrocious. He had like a negative rating. Like
right, it's horrible.
Like dude is like that was just on some next level horrible shit. But yet he at times could do some things. You know what I mean? He could uncork
he could throw a deep ball,
70-yard bomb to Berrien. And
that Spurrier offense back then, man, just
right. So I mean, we've had dudes, but I'm just saying, like, this dude is gonna be a quote unquote bust that has a huge chunk of the Bears record book. I mean, they were talking, I think it was Grody put up that thing that I shared, that Mooney is about to become the best rookie wide receiver ever before Harlan Hill.
Wow.
Who, like in the 50s, man. Like this is like there wasn't even such a thing as a wide receiver when Hill played. They didn't have that position. It didn't exist. He was just an end. Like you had split end and tight end. Like the tight end was end because he was in tight, and then you had the end who was way out wide, and eventually they called that a wide receiver.
I like Mooney. I think he's what we wanted Johnny Knox to become. I think he has that.
Careful. Johnny Knox is Pro Bowl returner.
We're talking about wide receiver, right?
I know, but you're talking about a guy that's got speed and developed into a wide receiver, right?
Doesn't matter. Steve Smith did too.
I think
What I'm saying is he's what we wanted Johnny Knox to be as a receiver. Sorry if I offended anybody. Johnny Knox was just coming on as a receiver before his injury, and I think Mooney possesses a lot of very mature skills for a rookie receiver. But he's not it's not like this kid's storming on the scene like Randy Moss did back in the day as a rookie.
Right. We get like the same people that will tell you that Devin Hester was trash as a wide receiver will also tell you that Mooney's numbers are like amazing. Like if you put, Devin Hester,
in our history,
as a wide receiver had way better numbers.
All right. If we're putting it in a vacuum of just Bears, right? Yes, he's having a pretty impressive rookie season.
I know, but again, that's pathetic. We're talking about dudes from the 50s again. When our quarterback has a great game, we're talking about Sid fucking Luckman again. It's pathetic. Like, and so the question I have to ask is if this dude really does own that much of our ultimately pathetic offensive record book, can you just say bye to him? Yeah. I mean, you might not have a choice.
You might have to because of the way your coaching staff did
he
or did
can-
not do their job.
Who's
If he
going to
can-
offer him a starting job? Go ahead.
If he continues to stay hot, yeah, absolutely, you try to keep him. But if he ends up going back, for what? I don't care about the record books at that point.
Right, but then you get into the situation that they found themselves with Cutler, right?
Right.
depends how deep they go into the
Cutler had
playoffs,
the
though.
game against Cleveland where,
Cuddy had more elite skills. I get hanging on Cuddy too.
I understand that, but they bought in, they doubled down on the dream, on the ceiling of Jay.
Jay was a
and-
Pro Bowl quarterback before he got here, though. Like
Okay.
legitimate Pro Bowl, not alternate.
All right. Well, again, I'm not totally comparing the two. I'm just saying that they bought high on Jay, and it burned them ultimately. Now, some of that was injury. It wasn't all just Jay.
Yeah,
The
so
question
that was
is-
Jay leaving Shanahan to come to freaking offensive coordinator hell.
All right, I just don't understand. Yeah, but there was also some good stuff for the
Oh, sorry.
Bears. It's not
I'm
like
sorry, Shanahan was gone when he left. He had
I'm-
freaking dipshit from New England.
Yeah, right. But I'm not talking about why they acquired him. I'm talking about when they signed him again. I'm not talking about the move to trade for Jay. I'm talking about when they decided we have a body of work on Jay Cutler, and yes, we believe that his trajectory is worth the investment, and we also don't want to be without a quarterback again.
Correct.
So this is a similar crossroads, is my point. You
And the
have an
crop of available quarterbacks is not great.
an uneven quarterback who has shown flashes of promise and also shown you that he has issues, just like Jay with injury and playing crappy. And maybe the highs are higher with Jay. I'm not trying to compare their talent level, none of that. I'm just saying that there's a similar mercurial aspect to Mitch and Jay.
It's kind of funny how that works too, because we've been saying that for a while. They're both polarizing, but just different kinds of polarizing.
Yes. People hate Mitch because he's so damn likable. Me. I hate that about him.
I like Cuddy. I found him very entertaining. I like the fact that he went on Waddle and Sylvie. Like, we get none of that from Mitch. It's just like,
Right. But also people hated that about Jay.
no, I loved it.
Right.
I know.
It's polarizing. That's the
the whole
definition of
thing.
polarizing.
There you go.
There are polar opposites to the opinion about these dudes. And if social media was as insane as it was back when Jay was playing, I mean, it was to some degree, but
I miss
If it
Jason
was
Presser,
like it is-
too.
yeah, well, I mean, also, it's not hard to seem interesting when you're preceded by Lovey Smith.
Right.
Like, everybody seems interesting after talking to Lovey Smith.
Who is unemployed, by the way.
Yes, as he should be.
Yes.
Like,
He had that miracle run there for a little bit, but
no, they beat Wisconsin. That's all he did. They beat Wisconsin. They beat one ranked opponent in like 5 seasons.
true that.
Like, it was just done. It was just a name hire, and
Well, speaking of Olin, his boy committed to Illinois.
if nothing, that's cool. If nothing else, the Lovey hire made Bears fans pay attention to Illinois again.
Yeah.
Because like up here, nobody gives a fuck about Illinois sports. I mean, they're getting a little hyped about the basketball again right now. But realistically, like Illinois sports do not move the needle up here. Like it's
Notre
only
Dame.
it's like it's Notre Dame.
Oh,
it's
Clemson,
other-
Notre Dame's going to be big in the shot.
It's
this
other
weekend.
big. It's other Big Ten schools because of this is the capital of the Midwest. So if you went to business school at Ohio State, chances are you try to move to Chicago to like hit it big. You know what I mean? Like if you don't feel like you can. But I'm just saying there's a lot of Big Ten graduates that live in Chicago.
Take your Ohio State abacus with you.
Yeah, and you go around Chicago and all the bars have their allegiance. So it's like this is a Michigan State bar. It's not like every bar in Chicago is flying an Illini flag. They couldn't fucking care less. So
Sorry.
Lovey being the Bears figure that he was, maybe made some Bears fans pay more attention to the Illini. That's the only thing I could think that they really got out of it. I mean, it was a weird hire.
Which is big
Like,
from what you said. There's not a lot of attention in Chicago, so you bring in a former Bears coach. It makes sense.
yeah. I mean, and we'll get, Chicago people will get into it for like a minute, like we'll care about Loyola and get on the Sister Jean kick, or like, every couple of years we get all hyped about Northwestern, but like we can go, the Chicago fans can just
Or
blow us
Dwayne
the
Wade
wind.
played for Marquette. I'm sure that was crazy.
Nah, I mean, I don't
Really?
know. If
I
Like a
agree.
Local kid, like
Fuck Ohio State.
at the time, though, I mean, it wasn't like there wasn't a ton of coverage of it. I mean,
Really?
obviously, I wasn't in Chicago at that time, but no, I mean, like,
I think there would be, man. Local kid, like getting into the tournament, like
nah, not really.
So,
I mean, I could be
really-
wrong. Somebody could tell me I'm wrong. I might be wrong, but I don't recall, like there being, like if you stay, then you become a big deal. Like
that's a small school to be in the tournament. Like
Loyola?
no, Marquette.
Marquette?
Yeah. Marquette's not that small of a school,
No, it's
but
not
yeah.
Dwayne Wade was nasty, bro.
Like Loyola is
Tom
way
Green,
smaller. Loyola is way smaller than
Well, like
Marquette.
I mean, Butler was that was a huge when Butler
Butler's
got in.
a-
Yeah,
Butler's a badass school. Indiana.
Anyway, I don't
they
recall.
are now. They were
Sorry.
before.
I mean, there's definitely a Marquette. There's definitely a lot of Marquette people here, just because it's a school that people send their kids to that live in Chicago.
I
but I don't know
completely
that-
drove you guys off the map. I don't
know that the Dwayne Wade thing really, moved the needle that much. I mean, when he came back here, it wasn't like, oh, the prodigal son has returned. Like, it was kind of like, all right. And then they try to sell us this whole 3 alphas bullshit, and with Jimmy and Rondo and him, and that was a disaster. And then Dwayne Wade basically poisoned everything. It was like, yo, this organization is trash. Everyone should leave. And they're like, all right.
So where were we? Exactly. I totally.
Exactly.
Let's talk about this matchup a little bit. Like, what do you guys? What are you guys thinking here? We got the 6 and 7 showdown here.
What do you
Last
think of
meeting,
the team?
1913 Vikings.
You got to stop Dalvin Cook, period.
Same
That's
as it
the
ever
whole-
was.
You got to stop Dalvin Cook, and you cannot let Thielen
Thielen
abuse
don't
you
bother
in the slot.
You got to keep
Pause.
Buster Screen on the bench.
But how can you? Jalen Johnson is probably not going to play. He's got 2 DNPs this week.
I don't know if
Kendall,
I don't know if he is or not.
season.
I doubt he plays. I don't
Ken-
know anything, but I doubt he plays.
Kendall Vildor season, baby. It's time.
Shelley was in,
Yeah,
and we already
Vildor-
talked about that. He played
Vildor
well
come
for
in
screen.
Vilder came in after Jalen went out. He was the next sub on the outside.
Hilda, I barely know her.
So I think there's your guy. It's going to be fun to watch him versus Jefferson because he's going to get a lot of that.
So Screen is gonna play, I would guess.
Then we're in trouble.
He's not on the
Somebody punch him in the head so he doesn't have to play.
right.
Well, the difference, I mean, we got Montgomery and Mitch going this time. We don't have to worry about freaking Coward on the line at all.
Right.
Like our old line has improved.
Love it. We got a score prediction coming in already. 24-21 Chicago.
I mean, look, I think they can win this game. I mean, but I'm worried.
Cousins throwing 2 picks.
I'm worried about the defense has to show up. Like
Robert
if-
Quinn
like,
gets 2 sacks.
if they are
Going crazy.
Nah, bro.
I told you I was going crazy.
This is like
Hold on.
nah.
Well, honestly though, our pass rush since the last time we played Minnesota has improved. This whole team's improved since the last time we played them.
I agree.
So
And,
we lost 19-13 with that team.
Dan Bailey's missing field goals. He missed four kicks last week. There's a chance that he may not be on the team, but with COVID
2 this week
protocol,
too. We got 2 sacks,
you
2
laugh
picks,
now.
2 missed field goals.
I'm just saying.
I mean, I think it's a winnable game for the Bears.
Exactly. That's the whole point. This is
I
game-
just you have
we're not
to
outclassed by Minnesota. I'm sorry, we're not.
you have to stop Dalvin Cook. You have to. I think you do need to get to Cousins, and I think that they have shown that they can get to Cousins.
We need to stop Jefferson. And if
That's
our
the
secondary is banged up,
Right,
that's going to be a problem.
Jefferson kind of abused Jalen Johnson last time.
They
So
abused screen more. Everybody abused screen.
yeah, well, everybody does. I mean, that's
They
the
kept
problem.
attacking screen though. That Zimmer kind of exposed that shit.
Right. So, will they be able to, do that? I don't know. I mean, it's going to take both. It's going to take all three phases. It isn't some scenario where now Mitch is our real deal quarterback and he's just gonna play his ass off. I mean,
Will Chuck Pagano change the scheme and be more aggressive on defense instead of dropping 8? That's the question. If we're aggressive on defense and create some turnovers,
he's been aggressive. He's been
being
pretty
more aggressive.
I know, but he's been pretty aggressive.
Yeah, I mean, we had 7 sacks last week.
But here's the thing, and that Butkus Stats and Info guy put out a thing that, basically showing how he brings different types of pressure, And I think you have to also factor in the lack of Goldman and in 2019 the lack of Akeem in terms of what he does, whereas he brings a lot of outside pressure. And I think that actually works against the Bears because what do you do if you have outside pressure? Will you step up or you run inside or you go up the middle, right? I mean, and that's what consistently keeps happening.
All defensive coordinators bring different pressures, but it's not like he's doing what Fangio did, where he made pressure with just his coverage disguises.
Right, but my point is that this guy broke it down and was saying that what Fangio brought a lot more slot pressure and linebacker pressure, and Fangio is far more want to do the outside pressure with the outside linebackers, and he brings a good deal more safety blitzes, which we've talked about.
I don't like it because Eddie's not very physical this year.
Neither one of them are.
Absolutely.
Chris Ader says, with Mitch, we're a better team and the defense cannot play soft. Yeah, I think that's true, but again, I mean, you got to show me. Like, it's cool to say that. I mean, everybody says this, when they get a lead, X, Y, and Z, like, show me, man.
Right.
I don't know.
Like,
Khalil looked like he might be, even though shoulder on the injury report last week. But man, he played fired up. Now you put Khalil on turf if he's like 85%. Yeah, baby, I'm liking that.
Yeah, I mean,
this defense can fly around on turf, man.
I don't completely trust the secondary against Jefferson, Thielen, and Cousins. To be honest,
I trust the secondary if we're getting pressure on Cousins because we can
maybe.
That's
I
the
don't think that this version of the Bears has not shown that. Like, it's fun to say that. I mean,
Deshaun 7 times.
Okay, you just talked about the secondary eating if they get pressure. I don't see that happening.
With
that
Cousins,
to me, that means generating turnovers.
That Cousins hates
sacking
pressure, bro.
Cousins has
shit.
nothing to do with the secondary.
He does because he's throwing shit passes.
Right, but this secondary has not shown that they are able to capitalize on anything like that.
This is where it's different between him and Deshaun. Deshaun wasn't going to throw those passes, where Cousins might.
Right, I'm not saying it can't happen.
Like we said the last time, he'll throw you too. You got to catch him.
Might want to put Bilal Nichols back there at cornerback. He'll catch it.
I'm just saying, like, don't believe the hype when it comes to this year's defense and the secondary.
No.
Like, this is not 2018. Like, they are not opportunistic. They do not get turnovers. They're one of the worst turnover-getting teams in the league.
1 hour, 3 minutes, 53 seconds. Whenever they turn him over 4 times, I want to remember that.
Fine, I would fucking love to be wrong. Like, you fucking think I care? Like, if they turn over 4 times, I'll be jumping up and down. I'm just saying, like, this is not the 2018 team.
No,
so
God, no.
Sit here and say, like, oh, they're going to do X, Y, and Z. I mean, who? Who's going to do that?
We need to stop with that bullshit. The 2018 team that lost in the first round of the playoffs. Let's just call it what it is.
They still had the historic season they had as a defense. I mean, that I'm just saying we still compare,
And that was enough. That's the problem.
Well, it was fun. I mean, that's the thing is it's fucking
It was
fun. And you know what? Like as dark as shit got, the win against the Texans was fun. You want to tell me it didn't mean anything? Okay, well, it was fucking fun.
But I enjoyed the fuck out of it, and I'm actually real happy that we have a meaningful game because a couple weeks ago we didn't think we were going to see one.
I
Well,
even
that's what I'm saying,
questioned
it's
whether
like-
we'd win one game.
All right,
I'm
I would
just
rather.
saying, I'm excited, man. We got a little momentum going in here, and it's going to mean something. So yeah,
Right, and I mean, you saw that the what Jason Kelsey of the
Love
Eagles said.
him. You want to
You know
watch
what I
tape?
mean?
You want to watch tape of a dude that's just damn good at playing center? Watch classic Jason Kelsey tape. That dude is
watch
a technician.
Mustafa, man. Shit,
Stop.
I'm not stopping.
I mean, Jared, you are as wrong as anybody has ever been
I-
about anything about Mustafa. Like you
Well,
fucking,
he didn't
you
look-
like
did he look
Mustafa.
at-
If he
Did
was
he look
from
like
Indy,
that?
Jared would have been all over his shit.
No,
That's true.
No,
That's so
total-
true. That's so true.
I'm telling you.
Man,
I
I'm
watched
Brown.
Brian made you hate Mustafa because you hate Notre Dame so
Well,
much.
I hate Brian too. So.
Well,
No, but for real, in preseason and stuff, when I watched Mustafa, he hadn't shown any of this. And this goes to where do you spend his off season at, Brian? Who do you go talk
Quentin
to?
Nelson, man.
And McGlinchey, and
Bars.
Oh.
he got away from all the fucking dumbasses at Hallis. He went to people that play offensive line and start. What's this
Gary
kid
probably
doing?
told him to.
He-
That's a
yeah.
That might be the correct answer, the most correct answer I've heard. Straight up. I mean,
those
kid-
were also
the
his
kid
boys
wants
in
to start.
college.
That's his
though.
network. That's his
Yeah.
network.
that's a damn good network.
Absolutely, it is. That's why firing Harry Heason is a fucking joke.
Right.
Like,
But-
I mean, that's like the Patriots
He didn't
firing
go to
Dante
Juan Castillo.
Scarnecchia.
He didn't go to Juan Castillo's treehouse and hang out and learn about.
No, that
Juan
Notre Dame
Castillo.
line, man, all of them that year was insane.
All Harry Heason does is coach all pros. You know, like Jesus, like you know, what a bum, huh? Let's get rid of him.
But-
I mean, the
Prior to this year, he did not show this. He didn't show it. Now he's showing it. He has an understanding of what defenses are trying to do. He's
he's
being
getting a
efficient.
shot. He's
And he's
getting
taking
a
it-
shot.
and he's
He's
taking
getting
advantage of
reps. He hasn't gotten any reps.
and he's taking advantage of his reps.
Okay, but again, this team does a horrible job getting backups reps.
Right.
They just keep hoping that guys are going to figure it out.
Well, with
Like-
the CBA as it is,
Yes, but everybody's dealing with that, Jer, and their backups
agree.
all play better than ours.
yeah.
Like
agree.
we can't, you know. Like,
I'm just saying, I'll be the first one.
Bears
I
fans
was
love
completely
to
wrong.
blame the refs, like no other team deals with the refs.
I was completely wrong about Sam Mustafa.
Right.
And
With
I
this
am
current
okay with
situation, though, it's nice because you know you have Daniels coming back next year to play guard. So now you know left tackle could use an upgrade.
that. Right
Potentially
tackle.
right tackle also, but at your interior, you got something to build on there. It's not as much of a clusterfuck as it was in midway through the season.
Absolutely. These
But
are
that's-
building
and this
blocks.
is and to me, like this is why you have to. I still think you have to fire Nagy at least.
This and for this reason too. This might be the reason Pace gets to keep his job.
Really
He's
got
like,
to see how
"Look,
this
I
plays out,
drafted
though,
them.
guys.
I
Like,
signed those undrafted free agents, and look at them produce.
Listen, like if they miss the playoffs, I think everybody's gone. If they make the playoffs, does Nagy get to take credit for Mitch? I don't think so.
No,
I think if
I
Mitch
think
plays
he's
his
done.
ass off, I think everybody in the building knows it's not because of Nagy. Like it's in
Correct.
spite of Nagy.
Correct.
Okay.
I don't know why Nagy became the culprit all of a sudden within the thought process because dude Pace is on his second
With-
coach. He's on his fourth quarterback.
It's starting to come out in the press though, where it's like, well, Nagy. Had
Why
to go
did Nagy
through it.
become the culprit? Because he was hired to be an offensive guy and he has not delivered.
Doesn't
Like, he's-
matter. That's
he's-
not
it does matter.
with Pace's guys.
It does matter.
Who drafted him? Who brought him in? Pace.
I understand that, but when
talking
he's
playoffs.
like he's not just been bad, he's been like awful, and that matters. I mean, John Fox was brought in to be a defensive coach, and he kind of was. He really didn't have any talent. Like, if we want to get serious about who had
Oh.
talent,
39 draft picks. Who's blown you away?
nobody.
Roquan
I
is a beast.
guess. Yeah.
Whitehair's been decent.
I don't.
Cohen.
I mean, Eddie Jackson.
Montgomery.
Yeah. But again, overspend.
Goldman. I'll give him Goldman.
Overspend again and again and again. He's made good picks, but every good pick, it's like not only
And
did
Eddie.
he miss a pick, but
Eddie.
he traded up on another one to get a bad pick. You know what I mean? And that's the biggest thing, is that he's overspent on everybody.
He's made some good defensive draft picks. I'm saying, and I like Kmet. They're just stubborn with him. But
again, that's another thing against Nagy. The development of guys. We're consistently told how bad Anthony Miller is. I mean, we have said how many times that Anthony Miller would blow up on another team. Blow up. But with the Bears and Nagy's complicated ass offense, it's like, oh, he just can't run the right routes. Give me the
but
fucking
Anthony
give me a break.
has stone hands sometimes too, man.
Yeah, but he also makes fucking ridiculous catches sometimes too.
Yeah.
Like, and he gets separation. Like, you know what I mean? And you can't tell me it's like, oh, because he ran the wrong route. Fuck out of here. You know?
Correct. So, yeah, Chris put up, are we talking about playoffs? Yes, because you beat Minnesota. Yes. It changes everything.
This game is a playoff game.
That's it.
It is a playoff game. They are eliminated, essentially, if they lose.
Which we thought they were close with the Detroit game, but like
you can't count on the Packers not playing starters at the end of the year.
Fuck the Packers.
So you need to try to hope that you're in.
Oh, Rodgers is going to want to put the freaking screws to us, regardless of where they are.
You got to hope that you're in somehow beforehand, and they can actually qualify for the playoffs prior to that game if things break the right way. And it's not like insane things have to happen. It's just basically the Cardinals and the Rams need to lose some games.
Cardinals, Rams, and actually if we ended up with a tie with teams like the Giants, like
the Bucs.
The Bucs.
We own the tiebreaker against the Bucs and the Giants.
Right. So it's not crazy, but let's get back to where we were.
I think if we win out, we actually have the tiebreaker with the Cardinals.
Yes, we do on
because NFC record against common opponents and NFC record.
Right.
So you just take care of your business.
Exactly.
And
we do it. And I don't like to look back, that much, but it just kills you that they lost the Detroit game, because if you just
kills you that they lost a lot of 6 fucking in a row.
Right, but the Detroit game was something like we haven't seen in a long time, where the defense just gave it up. Like I haven't seen it since the playoff game. I mean, let's not forget, as you fucking said, that the defense gave up the fucking playoff game, and the defense lost the Super Bowl in 2006. Did the offense help a whole fucking lot? Yes. But Urlacher himself said that the defense lost that fucking game.
That was the defense without Tommy Harris and Mike Brown. Those are huge shots to that defense.
Absolutely. But there's always guys you're missing.
When you're playing the game, it's on you. And any reasonable real player knows that, it's not because so-and-so wasn't here.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a nice excuse, but the reality is you expect to win.
Yeah, I get that, but like the Tommy Harris back then, how important Tommy and Mike Brown were to that defense.
If Tommy Harris and Mike Brown played, they probably win the Super Bowl. No, obviously, like I think that's legit. I mean, Tommy was insane. And Mike Brown was insane. Those are two of the most talented guys that have ever played for the Bears, but they played such short careers that they didn't have time to make a mark. But those two dudes were straight talent, jump off the
Mike
screen.
Brown's a dog, bro. He's like
jump
a linebacker
off the
back
screen talent. Guys, you just look at them and go, whoa, those dudes are different.
You want to read that? I'm going to take that bet.
Jeremy, I bet you $5. The $5 I lost to you that we don't make the playoffs.
I'm going to take that bet. I'm going to take your $5 again.
Big ballers out here betting them sawbucks.
No, he just said he's betting the money he already took from him.
No,
that dude's
No, I already took money from
Yo,
him.
well,
No
what
shit.
kind
What he just said is, I'm betting you that $5 you took from me. That dude's smooth, man.
yeah, like, is that a double down?
We
or
made
is
we
that like
made
a,
we made a
what
bet.
type
No,
of
he-
We made a
Yeah.
bet, and this actually is Bears related, so you'll enjoy this.
He's throwing
We
Jared's
made a
money
bet
Mm.
during well, it's probably 2016, I think.
Uh-huh.
The Jordan Howard game versus he's a Michigan fan. I'm an IU fan. I said he gave me points. I was like, I'll take points because Jordan Howard's about to run wild on him. Jordan ran for like 240, and we lost by I think 7. He gave me 10 or something like that.
Uh-huh.
So it's like I'm going to take your money, and I'm going to take your money now because the Bears are going to make the playoffs.
Hey,
There.
put
So
that
not
comment-
only is it a $5 bet, but it's a 4-year-old $5 bet.
Oh yeah,
Y'all
he
are-
finally
y'all are
paid
weird.
up last year.
Yeah, but so put that back up, read it to yourself, and tell me how you think that's worded. Basically, to me, it looks like
Jeremy, I bet you the $5 I lost. Wait, he's betting your money?
Exactly.
Yo,
That
man,
dude is smooth, bro.
This reverse type of reverse vig juice action is that? Yo, like he just bet you your own money? Like what?
I'm going to take his money again. That's all good.
Right, but no, you're gonna take your
It's
own
your
money.
own
It's
money,
already
bro.
your money.
He lost it to me. He lost
No.
$5 to me.
and he wants to bet that
Correct,
money
and he
with
wants
you.
to bet you that 5.
He wants that 5 back,
He
bro.
wants his 5 back? Well, you're going to have to earn it.
You got to eat it.
He's betting your money, bro.
He's ready to spend your money. That's confidence. He thinks the Bears are making the playoffs, bro.
Betting your money. Like,
All right, I'm obviously not smart enough to figure this out, and I've also had a little bit too much to drink on the line.
Chris, you got moves, bro. If I'm
That's
old-
smooth. That's some.
Well, he's a
smooth
car
shit.
salesman, so he should have me.
Yeah, Chris just
You
sold you, the
could be
white
the next.
walls.
You could be the next coach of the Chicago Bears.
Chris just sold you the white walls and the clear coat and the fucking low jack.
He's messing around with Jared with numbers while
Chris
while Jared's drinking. That's messed up.
Chris just sold you a heated trunk and a cooled glove box and the whole shit. Like,
me with a cool glove box
remote
would be
start. Add this remote start.
He's like, Jay, remember that Christmas present I bought you 10 years ago? We're putting that
Chris
up.
is like, if you let me throw another low jack on there, I'll cut off this, and this. You just bought the tire warranty. Oh man, Chris just worked you up.
trouble. That's why he sells cars and I don't.
All right, so predictions.
I
Score
hope, did you
prediction.
buy a car from him, though? I guess that's the real question. All right.
No, he's
'Cause
one
he-
I was referring you to.
Yeah, how's the
When you were
Cherokee? Is it? How's the new Grand Cherokee?
Love
Oh,
it.
he's a Toyota dealer.
He's a Toyota guy.
Oh, then he's good to go.
We like sponsorship haters.
I love Toyota.
Yeah, Brian's a Toyota man.
Toyota, man.
Mm.
No, no. Well, fuck you then, man.
Oh man, that's whack. Betting, yeah, all right.
So what do you got? What do you guys got for a score for this one?
Jared,
Oh fuck. Bears 28. No, I'm gonna go 27. Vikings 14. 27-14 Bears. Feel
I have
good
30.
about it.
35-14 Bears.
See, there you go. That's how you all.
Toyota, Chevy, G, all of those.
You
We'll
will
take all
does a
those
lot.
sponsorships.
I mean, I
No,
think they're all made in like Kentucky or something, aren't they? Anyway,
Toyota,
like-
yeah,
yeah,
Georgetown, if I'm not mistaken.
yeah. Right.
Okay, you're up. I did mine.
All right. This is not going to make any sense. Like,
I love it. That's
like
what
this-
this show's
this
all
is-
about.
Yeah, exactly. Like, you would say, why is he saying that? Like, because he can't possibly think this,
Don't
but I
do it.
just have this feeling.
Don't do it.
Bears 38,
Oh my God.
Vikings 20.
Wow.
I'll take that.
Wow. Any wild predictions that you for the game? I already put mine out.
Yeah, we already did a few. We got what two interceptions, 2 sacks by
2 sacks by
Quinn,
Robert Quinn.
and
Uh,
two picks by Cousins, and
I said
Cole-
he'll throw you too. You got to catch him.
Cole Kmet over 100 yards receiving.
Oh, shit.
David Montgomery over 100 yards rushing. Allen Robinson, 2 touchdowns.
Well, you're just going for every prediction now.
Yeah, it's all happening now.
What about you, Quinn?
Jalen Johnson plays and gets a pick 6.
What?
Jalen Johnson plays. He hasn't practiced.
Jalen Johnson is not going to play. All right.
No,
My bold prediction is
Buster
Brian
Screen. Buster Screen pick 6.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't think there's
My
any
other
pick
prediction
sixes.
is that Brian is hitting a crack pipe shortly after we're done with this podcast. If he thinks Buster Screen's getting a pick
Yeah,
six.
never even seen one, Jer. What do they look like?
Hmm. Okay. It's all lies. It's all
Took a
lies.
minute.
Well,
He's about to describe, and
I've
then he had a
seen some
second
shit,
thought.
man.
Oh,
I've seen some
shit.
shit. Life's weird.
Life is weird. That's no
Seen some
doubt.
shit,
no
man.
doubt.
Got some randoms. Cody Parkey doing his thing.
Yeah, the
Come
Browns
over,
need to, the Browns need to get out.
No,
of
they
that
don't.
situation.
No, let him ruin another team.
Oh, he's
I
gonna.
love it. I love it. And they're gonna hate him. And he's gonna go on Good Morning America. But the sun will rise tomorrow.
Yeah.
And then it won't rise for him because he's in Cleveland and they'll kill him and throw him in the middle of
jeez.
fucking Lake Erie.
Jeez.
I know you think Pace is like getting the executive of the year within Hallis
I
Hall.
didn't say that.
Lewis Riddick's interviewed with the Lions and the Texans. Like,
Yeah, we're late on everything,
late,
bro.
man. That's a guy that I
The
want to
Lions
hear
are
for a
the
while.
Lions are literally interviewing everybody. They've interviewed Thomas Dimitrov, Scott Pioli,
Texans
Riddick.
interviewed him too.
like
Not
yep.
Pioli. Why is that name familiar?
He was originally a Patriots guy, then went to KC, right?
Yeah. And then
Yeah.
he was like executive. He was the youngest executive of the year.
Mm-hmm.
He went with the Alex Smith deal, didn't he? He was there when Alex Smith was there, correct?
I believe so.
And then
think
when Alex
he-
Smith left, he left.
Possibly.
He-
I forget
They're
the timeline.
I think they're somewhat tied.
there before John Dorsey or whatever.
But what I'm saying is the team's already making
Ballard.
moves, trying to move forward, and we're just like, we're going to stick to our history.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, and that's what's funny is I was thinking this to myself. Like, the actual ultimate revenge for Deshaun Watson is to lay down against Mitch and stick us with him for another couple seasons.
Come on. Jason Kelsey say you played it. It's all about winning.
No, you're not. Nobody's laying down. I'm just talking shit. Like, I don't think
know.
that actually happens. But I do think that there's times where people, there's just few moments during games where, people do some things and you go, okay, that was a business decision. But we talk about that shit. That shit is real. Like,
Yeah, but now it's getting to the point where these business decisions need to be about trying to stay on this team because nobody knows where the direction is going. You guys need to step up because now you're putting shit on tape that
Pioli-
may end up you stay here or you don't.
Right. So Pioli was with the Patriots from 2000 to 2008. Assistant director of player personnel, director of player personnel, vice president of player personnel.
Fuck
Then
Pioli.
he was with the Chiefs from 2009 to 2012, and then he was with the Falcons from 14 to 19.
HMD news desk. Breaking news. Bears had 4 running backs. And
Yeah, well, I talked about
one
it
of which.
when you were on mute. No, I talked about it when you stepped out.
Sorry, my bad.
Spencer Ware was one of them. I don't know what they're doing. We were talking about Lamar Miller.
Yeah, that's
like-
dial-up breaking news.
Like where? Yeah, you like turned on the dial-up modem. Yeah. It's like
man.
Jared's death metal modem.
We should do that, Pony Express, right? Like, this shit ain't you're getting 2-day delivery, son. Like,
Yeah.
this should just be a segment.
Man.
Ping,
It's been a long week. And I had to go take a piss. I ain't even gonna lie about it. I had to
That's
go do a
fine.
Lamar Jackson. And I shit out, and what happened? Bam. Gold. Touchdowns, baby.
Whoa. Holler. The
All
poop
right.
game.
This part of the segment has been brought to you by Depends.
What
It
does an
depends.
80-year-old woman taste like?
Oh.
Ronald Jones, that's a great start. Brady is taken down. Khalil Mack. After the long.
I like
Anyway.
that. I got to throw some shade, just a little. I know we normally do it on Sundays, but I have to throw a little shade to Vikings fans.
Yeah, Vikings
Both of
fans
them are
talking
pissed.
shit.
Zimmer, 14-33 against teams with winning records. A little more shade here. Stop comparing Jefferson to Randy Moss, because you're doing what
People
we're
are
doing
really
with
doing
Mooney.
that?
But
People are really doing that?
He's
Stop
actually
it.
he's on a trajectory to actually have as good a year, if not better, than Randy Moss.
oh, really? So here's your differences right now, right? Jefferson. What does Jefferson have? 7 touchdowns. Moss had 17.
True.
Okay.
Yeah.
Dude,
they need
Moss
to
was
stop
6.
with
Yeah,
that
we
Moss
get a
shit.
guy like that anyway. Sorry. Why can't
Moss,
we get a guy like that?
Moss was 6'4".
Never can.
Moss
Harlan
ran,
Hill, dude.
yeah, but Moss was 6'4". Jefferson 6'1". Moss ran a faster 40 time. Like
Randy Moss is special, man.
if he could play in this era where you can't even touch the receivers.
Bro, like,
He did. He broke the receiving touchdown record for a year.
What? Yeah,
That's
what
New
I'm
England.
saying though is like when his rookie year, you were still able to rough him up a little bit, like play physical.
right.
And
You
he
can't-
came up at 98, right?
That's just recency
Yeah.
bias. Like, I don't understand how
But
you
to
could
be a
possibly
part of that,
compare those
if
two.
you were a fan back then and you saw Randy his rookie year, these guys must not have watched Randy.
I can tell you I was not a Viking fan. I watched Randy. That dude
Yes.
was special.
And that was
Culpepper and
half-assed.
Moss-
That was half-assed Randy.
Yo,
Imagine
like,
if he was
it was
dedicated.
He'd throw the fingers up. He'd throw the hand up, and it was Culpepper
That was-
throwing as far as
Hey.
he could.
That was just
Hey.
raw talent, though. It's not like he had a jugs machine at home like Mooney.
I'm a Bears fan, obviously, but
I love
the
me some Randy Moss.
Culpepper, Randy Moss, Chris Carter, Robert Smith, those are some squads, dude.
Randall Cunningham.
Yeah.
Right.
Randall
That's a good
was
team.
nasty there.
And if Gary Anderson doesn't miss the only field goal he missed that whole year against Atlanta, we might be talking about something else. But it's
And honestly,
Minnesota.
being a rival, like I usually hate players and everything, like but like Robert Smith, I like that dude back in the day.
Hell
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
What's
Robert-
not to like about him? If he was a
I respect
Bear,
Robert Smith.
Hell
Smokes
yeah.
a lot of weed.
yeah, Robert Smith.
Nothing
is
wrong with
good.
that.
No, and
good
he's
ass
the hell.
player.
What I loved about those Minnesota teams is they ran the screen pass to perfection.
It's
Oh,
not like
yeah.
he smoked. It's not like he smoked as much weed as Robert Parrish, though.
You sure?
They called him the Chief, bro.
hey. Smoke weed every day.
Smoke 'em big peace pipe. The
Wow.
Chief. Yeah, all right, well, whatever.
Right.
All right, I'm not prepared with any shade, but that's cool. We can throw it
No.
whenever.
It
we
was just a
throw
little.
it.
Yeah, I mean, we might
You can
just
say
do
whatever
whole
you want,
pods
bro.
where we just
Yeah.
throw shade.
No, you can throw it whenever you want.
Put it on Patreon.
Maybe
Throw it- You can throw a little shade. You can throw really tall shade. Throw whatever shade
Yeah,
you want.
if you want to catch the
Alright.
shade, you got to pay for the shade.
Right. Go to the tanning bed.
Hey,
Put them on.
where everybody knows your name, right, Cliff?
Yeah, exactly. Anyway, thanks for listening. Thanks for tuning in. We appreciate you. I know we've been bouncing around a little bit. We're back on the old feed on Spreaker.
I like that Zynga. That was
iHeart.
Jay.
We're on iHeartRadio. We're on Google Podcasts. We're on Spotify. We're on SoundCloud. We're on literally like everything you could need. Like if you can't find us, you're not looking. Hope you do look.
We're on a lot
Appreciate
of
you.
alcohol and drugs.
Yep. Appreciate you tuning in. Appreciate the support. We're just still out here doing our thing. Talking our shit. This is what we do. It's a tailgate. We try not to take ourselves too seriously.
Nope.
It's like tailgating a roller coaster this year, though.
If you get
It's
it,
like
yeah.
we're,
I mean,
we're
like,
done.
honestly,
We're not. Now we're still. No.
Like,
What?
this is-
Playoffs. What?
like as happy as I think we've all been to have football this season. This has been a really like challenging season to watch.
Well, I think
Challenging year to watch it in.
Yeah,
I think football means more now this year than it's meant in probably several years. What do we have? I mean, literally, we've been stuck in our houses.
right.
We've been, some of us, I mean, there's a lot of Bears fans that don't even have a job because
Yeah.
of this. You know, the only thing
There
that
were a
we
lot of
got-
Bears fans that didn't have jobs.
right. I mean, but pointing to you. But I'm
Man.
just saying, I mean, that's all
Wow.
we had, man.
It's every fan base.
But
Not like Green Bay,
that's
though.
why we hang on every win and we fucking hang on every loss because
Yeah.
sometimes it's all you got. And it sounds crazy, but is it really though? It's not really that crazy.
I'm just saying, like
So
this
that's why
year
we're
is
passionate.
Yeah. And to
this
be
year
honest, like
has
this
been
podcast,
wild.
though, like in a sense too, it's an escape, man, because this stuff has been crazy. Like it's just a time to chill and just talk with
Right,
two of the best Bears fans I know, man. I always have fun doing this thing. So
right,
I'm just saying,
He's an asshole, but we love him.
right.
And he's our asshole.
everybody needs an asshole.
That's right. Scratch.
That's where all the shit comes out.
Keeps it
No, bro.
interesting though, doesn't it?
Absolutely, man. If
Just keep it interesting.
At least buy me a bidet, right?
Yeah, get one of them squatty
nice
potties.
that nice warm splash.
Got
eh?
that squatty potty. Get that good squat.
Yeah. Double quilted too.
Get the
Charmin.
bidet. Fucking up there, blast that.
Wow.
Yeah.
You know, I threw that out there about this year. I
Huh?
gotta take that back.
What?
The double quilted Charmin soft. He's not. Dude's an animal.
Nah, bro.
All right, anyway.
You need some abrasion. You can't be rolling with that super soft stuff. That's too much. You need a little.
What do you want? Some straight out of the factory?
Grab on. I'm not
I
talking
don't
about
want that shit back like when we were in high school. It was like you could do your homework.
No. Oh no. Hell
I'm
no.
literally talking
No.
about toilet paper. In
It's like a ream
in
of
this now.
yeah. It's like it's like yeah no.
Variations
But-
of toilet paper. That's what we
I'm
should
not-
get top 5 toilet papers. You ready?
I'll tell you what. Sometimes you just need a flushable wipe.
Maybe we should put a
Yo,
top
yo. For my money, like the Costco, like generic soft, the big pack, the like 24
Oh, you guys all
pack.
you pay for a
solid.
membership to Costco? That's like I can't live that life.
Do you use Sam's?
I don't anymore.
No.
Like I did
I
for a
don't know
while,
about
but like I said, every time you go, when you have a Costco membership, you come home with stupid shit.
Must be nice,
Every
bro. Must be
time.
nice.
And ever Johnny fucking 4-wheeler snowblower ass. Like
He can't put a plow on it, but he can get
my
a
man,
snowblower.
my man has like a boat for the
Don't
snow.
Let me tell you a little secret. If you got a 4-wheeler and you ain't got a plow on it, you're doing it wrong. Because at least you can do a donut in a 4-wheeler. You can't do a donut with a snowblower.
All right, I hate to tell you.
Whatever.
Okay, hey, Mister,
man-
I get 2
my
inches
man
of
has a
snow and my whole
drone.
state shuts down. Let me school you really, really quick because
Okay,
I
go
sold.
for it.
The whole state does shut
I
down.
sold my quad. Okay, a quad plow is shit when it gets like this. This is 12
This is
inches
fine.
of heavy ass snow, bro. Your
Yeah.
freaking plow ends up snapping.
I understand that you don't understand what 12 inches is like.
That's cool. Bro. I'm not talking about measuring because after 3.5, I'm out, right? But I'm not talking about that. What I'm saying is a snow blower is definitely
Stop the
better to
count!
have here. I stopped
Yeah,
measuring.
no, for
yeah.
sure. You need a snowblower. Like you can't plows only work.
A truck
See,
plow,
down here,
yeah. Quad plow, no.
See, down here we get a lot of quad plow, but you got to have a lot of rock salt because we get ice.
Yeah, but then the rock salt. tears up
Indiana
your
can't
plow.
handle their shit at all. So please.
Yeah, it's a different game, bro. It's like trying to talk shit when you're a
You
Hoosier
are
fan about
correct.
a Notre Dame. It's like, come on, man.
Indiana
By the
shuts
way,
fuck
fuck the
down.
Big Ten still. Still not happy about that.
Sucks to suck, bro. That's all I know.
They don't suck.
Sucks to suck. it's like the first time that Indiana football's been relevant in God knows how long. I mean, come on.
What happened with the Big Ten? Did I miss something?
They just
No,
don't.
they
They
just
just know who Indiana is.
Wait,
They just know who Indiana is, and they want to. And they also are trying to make money.
you figure it out. You figure it out real soon.
I mean, you realize there's no in-person fans at the bowl games, right? So, like, you can't even that's not even a factor. They have to put the best teams on TV. Nobody's watching Indiana play.
Yeah, but they should let them host their own cornball or something.
We're going to New Year's 6.
The what?
You better not fuck up
I don't
against
know.
Clemson.
Fucking Indiana's
Are
going
we gonna-
to
we gonna be playing?
Pinstripe Bowl or some shit. You're going to like the Chick-fil-A Bowl. Like
Well,
what?
that's the same shit that Notre Dame used to go to. Oh, that's true.
Yeah, at like 4 and
Right.
4 and 8.
But
Yeah,
right,
not too long ago, bro.
Exactly.
Not too
Like,
long ago.
Notre Dame gets invited to like like Indiana could be undefeated and
No.
Notre Dame won one
like
game.
When we went to the Pinstripe Bowl, we were 6-5, much like your weak ass Notre Dame was when they went to the Pinstripe Bowl.
Brother, yeah.
When was that?
You better be.
When was that?
Notre Dame has a network that wants to put their games on every week.
You better beat Clemson, because if you don't,
Yo, ESPN would shut down if they had to play Indiana every week.
Oh, anyway, we always do this. If you haven't listened before, and if you made it this far, and this is your first time listener, shout out to you. Jaron, did he like to go back and forth with the Notre Dame, Indiana love?
I don't like to have to, but sometimes you got to. You know what I mean? Like
you're the big.
You gotta rep your squad. You know?
O-line you.
I don't give a fuck about college football enough to have a squad.
Running back
I
you.
just like to talk shit.
Running back you.
Yeah.
Who?
Jordan Howard.
And who else? Your claim to fame
Tevin
is like a 3-year
Tevin
fucking
Coleman. Hey,
who?
Tevin Coleman.
Oh my God! Stop yourself.
Hey.
Jerome Bettis, Ricky Waters. Let's stop.
Yeah, 20 years
Kalen
ago.
Ballage.
Oh,
Kalen Ballage. Like who the fuck?
Bro, you're really putting Jordan
Tracy
Howard.
Porter.
Are you really putting Jordan Howard in the same argument as
Tracy
as Ricky Waters or Jerome Bettis?
No, I'm not.
Okay.
Indiana
Like,
is-
I'd holler at me when Notre Dame produces a running back in the last 10 years. They haven't.
Oh my God, bro.
I know it's real, and the sadness is real.
Yo,
Miles
the-
Sanders is something.
The University of New Mexico has put out more big time NFL talent than
Two of our
Miles
starting O
Sanders.
linemen are from Notre Dame and our tight
And I'm
ends,
for
bro.
it, and I'm down with it.
That's just on one team.
Yeah, but they can't get a running back. How's
Stop
that?
it, bro.
How's that happen? You got all them offensive linemen.
God.
Procise. He was playing last week. Texans had Procise.
How'd that work out?
Not so good. Coughed it up. Oh no, that was Kuti. Or did Procise fumble too?
He probably did.
Who did Max strip?
Miles Sanders is the only one you got, right?
Miles Sanders played for Penn
Penn
State.
State.
Oh, that's right. So you didn't have him.
Penn State actually produces running backs.
Sort of. When they're not on IR.
Okay, but I mean, like every year, Penn State gets running backs drafted.
Yeah, I guess.
Kind of. I mean,
Just end it.
we drafted Rashawn Salam. Oh, no, that's Colorado. We drafted
Colorado.
Curtis Enos.
That's great.
I'm thinking of Kajana Carter.
The only thing
was
bigger
that
than
was a-
Curtis Enos might be James Harden.
Oh, snap. Thick. Anyway, this is just another episode of Tailgate Show.
Yo, whoa. even Harden overweight, man. He was just come on, man. Stop your
He's
bullshit.
he's still snapping like the old
I just
dude
find
at
it
the
funny.
YMCA.
Yeah, like he's overweight and now the Pacers are reaching out.
Yo, he's fat and he's demanding a trade and you're still defending him. That's love, bro.
He's still a good ball player, bro.
I know, but he's
And I
about
want Ben Simmons. I'll take Ben Simmons for
he's
him.
about to be off your team.
I'll tell you this right now.
Yeah, and we're gonna be better for it. I like the way they're built. I like the way.
Imagine thinking that. I mean, that's the thing is that like
I getting some bigs in there now that can run the floor. Yeah, bro. I'm good moving on from him.
You need to be able to shoot threes in this game, bro.
Right on.
I
John
mean,
Wall can shoot threes better than Russell Westbrook.
That's not saying much, but all right. Anyway, thanks for listening. Tune in next time, Thursdays and Sundays, the Tailgate Show on the HMD. We're not on a fucking network.
Who needs a network? Just it's a
We
damn
so-
podcast.
We solo dolo.
Hey, thank you, Mike. By the way, I'm just gonna say that. Thank you.
Well, that wasn't a shot at Mike. I'm just saying in general. If you leave a network and have to call yourself a network, it's kind of stupid.
I'm saying
So,
straight up, Mike Brez gets a lot of shit from a lot of people. He was
Does
a
he?
straight up dude with us.
Yeah,
and
for sure.
we
I don't know.
held it
Nobody's
in the
starting
bargain.
shit.
Thank you,
Nobody's
Mike.
starting shit about that. I'm just saying
Thank you, Mike.
we're not. That's not our deal. We just
So whatever-
props to the
whatever
people
you
that is
think,
all
Mike.
those people. I mean, I'm sure it's gonna be.
yeah,
gonna
Mike
work
can't.
out.
Mike can't listen in this far in, Jer. You don't have to worry about it.
That's okay.
Anyways,
Good point.
it's all
But-
good.
It should.
Thanks
be
for listening. Thanks. Blase.
The Bears.
Virus.